text, audio, and video news of the globe from Scientific Television. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe with us. Thank you.
Now listen to the headline news. Rich and voiceless, how Putin has kept Russia's billionaires on side in the war. Ex-England striker Carroll due in court after arrest. Polls close on first day of Myanmar's widely criticized sham election. Cruise ship hits reef on first trip since leaving passenger on island. Zelensky says Russia doesn't want peace ahead of Florida meeting with Trump. Thailand-Cambodia ceasefire begins after weeks of deadly clashes. 2 dead in 50-vehicle pileup on Japan highway. 2 killed in Sweden as major storm sweeps across Nordic countries. Chelsea investigate after bottle thrown at Villa bench. Kennedy Center seeks $1 million from musician who canceled after Trump name added to venue. Brigitte Bardot, the blonde bombshell who revolutionized French cinema. Starmer criticized for welcoming Egyptian activist. Executions in Iran set to double in 2025, report says. Dark energy just got even weirder, and why the universe may end in a big crunch. Godfather of Ethiopian jazz plays his last live concert. Now listen to the main detailed news. During the war with Ukraine, the number of Russian billionaires reached an all-time high, yet their political influence has drastically diminished over Vladimir Putin's 25-year rule. Figures like Oleg Tinkov lost billions and left the country after criticizing the war. Former oligarchs, once powerful in the post-Soviet era, now face a Kremlin that rewards loyalty and punishes dissent. The invasion has consolidated Putin's control over Russia's richest, aligning them with his war economy. Former England striker Andy Carroll, 36, is due to appear at Chelmsford Magistrates Court on Tuesday after being charged with breaching a non-molestation order. Carroll, who played for Newcastle United and Liverpool and now represents National League Southside, Dagenham and Redbridge, was arrested in April. The alleged offence is said to have occurred a month earlier. Essex Police confirmed the charges relate to an incident in March. The first phase of Myanmar's election has concluded amid widespread criticism as a sham, with major political parties banned, leaders jailed, and half the country unable to vote due to civil war. The military government, 5 years after seizing power in a coup, is conducting a phased ballot across 265 of 330 townships. Reports of explosions, airstrikes, and civilian casualties highlight the ongoing conflict and the extreme challenges of holding an election. The cruise ship Coral Adventurer ran aground off the eastern coast of Papua New Guinea, around 30 kilometers from Lae, during its first trip following the death of an elderly passenger, Suzanne Reese, in late October. All 80 passengers and 43 crew members aboard were reported safe, with initial inspections revealing no hull damage. Authorities continue monitoring the situation, and further inspections are planned to determine the full extent of the grounding incident. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is set to meet former U.S. President Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago, Florida, to discuss the latest U.S.-brokered peace plan aimed at ending nearly 4 years of war with Russia. Their talks will focus on security guarantees, territorial concessions, and a revised 20-point peace draft. The meeting follows intense Russian bombardments of Kyiv, which killed 2 people, injured 32, and damaged energy infrastructure, demonstrating the ongoing volatility in Ukraine. A ceasefire between Thailand and Cambodia has taken effect along the border after almost 3 weeks of deadly clashes that displaced nearly 1 million people. The defense ministers of both countries agreed to freeze front lines, ban reinforcements, and allow civilians to return home. The truce began at noon local time on Saturday, with plans to release 18 Cambodian soldiers held by Thailand once the ceasefire has lasted 72 hours. A massive pileup involving at least 50 vehicles occurred on the Kan-Etsu Expressway in Minakami, Gunma Prefecture, central Japan, leaving 2 dead and 26 injured. The crash began around 1930 local time on 26 December, when 2 trucks collided, sparking a chain reaction that ignited fires in at least 10 vehicles. Emergency crews took over 7 hours to extinguish the flames, while authorities closed a section of the highway to clear wreckage. A powerful winter storm named Johannes in Sweden and Hannes in Finland swept across Nordic countries, leaving 2 people dead and causing widespread disruption. In Sweden, a man in his 50s was killed by a falling tree at Kungsberget ski resort, while a utility worker also died in an accident. Tens of thousands of homes across Sweden, Norway, and Finland lost power, and travel services, including flights, trains, and ferries, were heavily affected. Chelsea are investigating after a bottle was thrown toward the Aston Villa bench following their 2-1 Premier League defeat at Stamford Bridge on Saturday. The open plastic bottle splashed Villa staff and players with a liquid, purportedly water. One staff member pointed to the section from which it came, containing Chelsea fans and staff. The identity of the person responsible remains unclear, and no official comment has been made by Chelsea. The Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. is seeking $1 million in damages from musician Chuck Redd after he canceled his annual Christmas Eve concert. Redd called off the performance after President Donald Trump's name was added to the center following a board vote to rename it the Trump Kennedy Center. The cancellation has been described by the center's head, Richard Grenell, as a costly political stunt affecting ticket sales and donor support.